morning and a very warm welcome. You're watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Akal. The top stories first. Parties agree to resolve the issue of MCC through Parliament, urge the government to refrain from imposing lockdown. CCMC urges government to launch awareness drive at local levels, points out the need of new health protocols. Government confirms 768 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases tops 5,500. India shifts from mass vaccine exporter to importer. The reversal likely to hamper vaccination drive in poorer countries. And Messi signs as Barca wins first trophy under Koeman. Chelsea dents City's hopes of a quadruple. And now the news in detail. The parties have come close to agreeing to resolve the issue surrounding the US aid project Millennium Challenge Corporation (MCC) from the Parliament. Representatives of parties present at the all-party meeting held in Balwatar on Saturday have presented unanimous similar views on MCC. Leaders of the UML's Khanal Nepal faction and the Maoist Centre were absent from the meeting convened by Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. However, the main opposition party, Nepali Congress, along with Janata Samajwadi Party and Rashtriya Prajatantra Party were of the opinion that the fate of MCC should be decided from the Parliament. Control of the coronavirus pandemic local by elections for the empty seats of local and provincial government, businesses that failed to appear in Parliament and recent political developments were discussed in the meeting. The parties present in the meeting suggested that a blanket lockdown should be avoided and alternatives must be sought to bring the pandemic under control. The COVID-19 Crisis Management Committee has recommended the government to launch effective awareness programs at the local level to protect the people from coronavirus. A meeting of the CCMC held at Singhadarbar yesterday concluded that the government must impose health protocols strictly as the new variant of coronavirus spreads more rapidly than the previous one. The CCMC also urged the government to form new health protocols to meet the new challenges posed by the disease. The meeting concluded that most of the health protocols set by the government have already become redundant and therefore it requires new protocols to deal with the new variant. As far as schools are concerned, the CCMC meeting has suggested the government to decide whether or not to open educational institution by assessing the condition and identifying areas with high risk of infection. It is also urged the government to collaborate with the local units in this regard. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Nepal has improved in the world ranking of COVID-19 affected countries, but daily infection and active cases continue to surge across the country. The government yesterday confirmed 768 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 283,658, while the number of active cases has increased to 5,545. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 275,038 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 3,075 following the death of 5 new patients yesterday. Nepal climbed 2 spots to 56 in the list of countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 32.37 million confirmed cases, followed by India with over 14.78 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 141.29 million people across the world and claimed 3.02 million lives. And now the news from the economic front. Finance Minister Bishnu Paudel has said that there is no alternative to moving forward without being technology-friendly, especially in the post-COVID era. Minister Bishnu Paudel has stressed on the need to move ahead in the economic, social and educational sector with the help of technology. Addressing an interactive program on contribution of telecom sector to Nepal's GDP organized by Society of Economic Journalists of Nepal, Minister Paudel also lauded the contribution made by telecom sector in the mainstream media. He also added that the upcoming budget will address the problems faced by the technology sector, while changes will also be made to policies to favor its growth. The telecom sector, which is one of the highest taxpayers in Nepal, contributes to around 2 to 3% of the country's GDP. In the 15th periodic plan, the government aims towards a digital Nepal, with the telecommunications sector being the single most significant contributor. And now the international news. After gifting and selling tens of millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses abroad, India suddenly finds itself short of shots as new infections surge in the world's second most populous country. According to Reuters, India breached 200,000 daily infections for the first time on Thursday and is trying to inoculate more of its population using domestically produced shots. Facing soaring cases and overflowing hospitals after lockdown restrictions were eased, it also abruptly changed the rules to allow it to fast-track vaccine imports, having earlier rebuffed foreign drug makers like Pfizer. It will import Russia's Sputnik V vaccine starting this month to cover as many as 125 million people. The reversal in fortunes could hamper not only India's battle to contain the pandemic, but also vaccination campaigns in more than 60 poorer countries, mainly in Africa, for months. The COVAX program, backed by the WHO and Gavi Vaccine Alliance, aims at equitable vaccine access around the world. The program is relying heavily on supplies from India, Asia's pharmaceutical powerhouse. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Barcelona scored 4 goals in 12 minutes, including a brilliant strike from Lionel Messi to thrash Athletic Bilbao and win the Copa del Rey. Barca were frustrated until the 60th minute when Antoine Griezmann turned in Frankie de Jong's cross before de Jong headed in himself 3 minutes later. Messi then drove from his own half, exchanged twice with de Jong and found the bottom corner for Barca's third. Messi added his second 4 minutes later, sweeping in Jordi Alba's cross. Victory gives Barca their first trophy under manager Ronald Koeman and their first silverware since 2019. In other news, Chelsea ended Manchester City's hopes of winning a historic quadruple as they edged a closely fought FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. City and Chelsea had both secured their places in the last 4 of the Champions League this week, but Pep Guardiola's side had their sights on a unique haul of 4 trophies as they close in on the Premier League title and also face Tottenham in the League Cup final on 25th April. Chelsea, however, had other ideas, and they deserved the victory given to them when Hakim Ziyech slid home Timo Werner's pass in the 55th minute to set up an FA Cup final against either Leicester City or Southampton. City still have the opportunity to win a treble of the Premier League, League Cup and the Champions League. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Parties agree to resolve the issue of MCC through the Parliament, urge the government to refrain from imposing lockdown. CCMC urges government to launch awareness drive at local levels, points out the need of new health protocols. Government confirms 768 new cases of coronavirus. Number of active cases tops 5,500. India shifts from mass vaccine exporter to importer. The reversal likely to hamper vaccination drive in poorer countries. And Messi signs as Barca wins first trophy under Koeman. Chelsea dent City's hopes of a quadruple. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.